I'll join you?
Yeah, it's all yours.
Am I right to assume you're Miss Marie Lloyd?
No, you're bleeding not.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cause offence. It's just some bloke in the green room said that you were the musical lady.
Well, I am.
But not Marie Lloyd.
No, I'm certainly not. Nellie Power.
Ah, noted. Will Kemp, if you're interested. That's Kemp with a P, not with an E. I've seen you around these parts before.
Likewise.
But never on a Saturday evening, though.
Well, no, I've been taking a bit of a break, you see, because as a performer, it's very easy to keep busy.
You mean you've got no bookings?
Not a sausage. And just 6 months ago, I was selling out Drury Lane.
Well,
Now, can't even book Wilton's.
it's a difficult business. It's not for the faint-hearted. Or women.
Oh, yeah? Where's your next booking then?
I'll have you know, I have a string of evenings booked, an exclusive venue in East Anglia.
A string of evenings booked at an exclusive venue in East Anglia. Do you mean you're stopping over in a room above a pub in Norwich?
Well, yeah, I suppose you could put it like that.
How's that then, love? I thought you was his right-hand man, you know, what's his name? Shakespeare.
Don't.
What's he decided he's left-handed or something?
No, it's got nothing to do with shake rags. If you must know, all the theatres in London are closed. There's a plague.
Plague what of? Locusts?
No, but they say that's what's coming next.
The Thames will run red before you know it.
No. This is the boils in your armpits and down in your...
Oh, no, I know the one. I just don't think we ever actually called it the plague. My husband Israel, ex-husband Israel, he had something similar. Mind you, it didn't seem to affect him too much at all. Barely slowed him down at all from what I can remember.
What happened then? Drury Lane to Walton's.
Wilton's. Truth be told, I've been a bit under the weather lately, so I took some time off. And I've come back, all the theatres are shut, and well, all the work's dried up, isn't it?
Why? You got the plague as well?
No, not apart from a general stupidity and ageism.
What? Ageism?
Turn you back for 5 minutes, and then you come back, and there's some younger, prettier, skinny little buck-toothed cow in your place. Not that I'm bitter.
Not that you're bitter.
Well, surely you've had the same thing.
No, don't be daft. Men age like fine port. And I'll have you know, as my skills and my features mature, I become more desirable. That's not to say that I haven't had hardships, of course. Great theatre is forged through blood, sweat and tears.
I couldn't agree more. And that is what makes it so upsetting when some young upstart of a thing comes and pulls a rug from under you, swoops in, nicks your song, and has the audacity to make it look easy. Queen of the musical, my arse. Mind you, cut purse of the musical don't have quite the same ring to it, does it? And she's off swanning round Europe at the moment and all, ain't she?
Oh, marvellous place. Do you know, they once said that Will Kemp is the finest dancer in Europe.
Who said?
They.
Who's they?
Oh, people. Important people. Anyway, the point is, Europe is the place to be. You should go.
Chance will be a fine thing. Anyway, I don't want to run the risk of bumping into her.
Well, it's a big place.
Not big enough. I was always told that it's not ladylike to wish ill upon others. But I understand there's smallpox in Europe. So if she... Well, that on the business end of hansom cab either would do the trick, wouldn't it? Not that I'm bitter.
Not that you're bitter. I can't say I didn't give old Shake Rags a quick once-over for a boil or two before I left London. I'm surprised he didn't flee the city with me, but he stayed behind. Probably to avoid his missus. Now he's harping on to anybody who'll listen about how wonderful an opportunity the enforced shutdown has been, and how he's writing some new play, some tripe called King Lear. He's already worked out a way of staging it when the theatres reopen. Well, I'll tell you this now. Without a clown, that play will be one long, depressing monologue. It'll be just like Hamlet all over again. And he wouldn't listen to me on that one.
I had a friend of a friend in that. Albert Chevalier. He's Champagne Charlie's son-in-law. Do you know him? That's a bit after your time, I suppose. But he did some Shakespeare. Very worthy, mind you. He got a couple of bad reviews and he jacked it all in. Come slumming it on the halls with me.
So did you see the play?
Nah, it's not my cup of tea. Bit light on the laughs, isn't it?
Well, I did say, didn't I? You know, when I did it, I had this marvellous routine with the Yorick skull. Had him like a puppet, I did. I could go on for ages. Had him rolling about in the aisles. Of course, then, it was called The Grave Diggers. And a marvellous comedy it was too. Yeah. Hamlet didn't come into it until the end of Act 2, I think. Just as well, because he didn't half lower the mood. But the little writer couldn't stop meddling with it, could he? Meddle, 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 meddle. And now it's all about the Prince of bloody Denmark. Shame. He was always on at me, you know, about veering off his precious bloody script. But I was good. I was brilliant. I can show you if you like. I've still got the Yorick skull in my trunk. Have you? Here! You're sitting on my bloody trunk, you Philistine.
Oh, it's only a spot of tea.
Spot of tea, spot of tea. This is my livelihood, this is. My art, my craft.
Well, it looks like an old trunk to me.
Well, is nothing sacred?
Oh, calm down, love. Not like you can use it. The theatres are shut.
Well, I'm not going to show you my Yorick now anyway.
Oh, lucky escape. Here, you'd have done all right in pantomime. Not much by way of script to worry about with that.
Pantomime? What's pantomime?
Sex jokes, cross-dressing, and lots of falling over.
Now that sounds like real entertainment.
That's how I started out. Top billing, mind.
I was always top billing.
I'm sure you were. See, I don't always have to be the star. And sometimes I like going to the theatre with the rabble, just to be entertained. But just once, I'd like to go out, have a good night out of the theatre and not be reminded of Marie bloody Lloyd. That woman is everywhere. Well, I thought I'd be all right the other night because she's off touring, isn't she? So I took myself down the Eagle Tavern for a bit of entertainment. Take my mind off of this. And what happens? Act number 2 comes on, starts singing Don't Dilly Dally on the Way as a tribute to the Queen of the Musical. Now, where am I supposed to go if I can't go there to feel a bit safe and secure, eh? It's always been where I'm happiest. Do you know what the first thing was I did after my husband disappeared? Along with my collection of jewellery, I might add.
Swore an oath of revenge?
Well, yeah. And swore off men for a bit and all. Not that I'm bitter.
Not that you're bitter.
Now, I went down the musical. Some 6-act variety lineup it was, down by the Angel there. Oh, I laughed till I was weak. It's what I've always done when I wanted a bit of a pick-me-up.
I did much the same thing when old Shake Rags When old Shake Rags and I had a parting of our artistic ways. I went to see this old motley fool someone told me about. Well, he was all right, nothing special. But he was a good cheap laugh.
Don't knock a cheap laugh. Foundation of my career. Yours and all by the sound of it.
And make cheap laughs continue to build it.
You're not worried about all this then?
All what?
Well, the theatre's being closed. I'm not sure I'm ready to go back on the shelf.
I've seen it all before. I'll be fine.
Oh, bully for you. I was trying to book shows.
I had shows booked.
Doing a Morris dance from London to Norwich is not a paying gig.
Well, I think you'll find it pays quite handsomely, thank you.
Not handsomely enough, you ask me. Look at the state here.
Well, anyway, it was a practical move. How do you escape the plague in London? Head to Norwich.
That could cause a few more problems than it solves, love. For a start, you'll be in Norwich.
It's very easy to blame the theatre for spreading the plague. The theatre gets blamed for everything. Plague, breaching the peace, moral decay. But I'll tell you what the real plague in the theatre is, shall I?
I'm sure you will.
Snobbery. That's the real plague.
No, I think that the actual plague is the real plague.
I mean, me, I play for the groundlings and the apprentices, don't I? For their money spends just as well as any others, and they laugh louder. But oh no, suddenly we're too good enough to play for the likes of people who actually enjoy the art of noble clowning.
I know what you mean. I've been trying to book this new place up in Highgate, dead classy it is. But they keep saying, oh no, Nelly, we don't want to encourage sexual deviance. Well, why not? As long as you can charge them admission and keep them away from me, bring them in, I say. Hey, I'll say this for a pervert. They're a reliable source of income.
What on earth is your show, my good woman?
Good woman, that's a good one. On a good day, I am a male impersonator.
A male impersonator? Oh, God blimey, that's priceless, that is. Who on God's green earth is going to pay money to see a woman impersonating a man?
Same sort of weirdos who'd pay to see a boy playing Juliet, probably.
Well, how else would you do it?
Hey, is that why you and Shakespeare fell out then? You still upset that he wouldn't let you play the matron in Romeo and Juliet?
No. And it wasn't the matron anyway. It was the nurse. No.
What was it then? Lover's tiff?
No. If you must know, Shakerag's got one royal pay packet and then suddenly he's too good for the likes of us, isn't he? Too busy being a wordsmith to worry about any actual entertainment. He was never any fun anyway. He never came down the pit.
The pit?
The bear baiting.
Bear baiting?
Yeah, or a public execution, hanging, disembowelment, you know, the usual.
The usual? Let me just clarify that. Public mutilation is all good sport and entertainment, but the thought of a woman on stage is too horrible to contemplate.
Oh, yeah, you don't know what it'd lead to next.
Voting, probably.
You know, Shakerags is awfully squeamish. It's funny, really, considering he wrote Titus Andronicus.
Now, I heard that Christopher Marlowe had a bit of a hand in that.
Yeah, right. Do you know, Shakerags once had the audacity to scold me in front of the entire company for my little script detours. Told me they were nothing but an idle indiscretion. Well, I tell you, then I saw the written out script of The Two Gentlemen of Verona, didn't I? Yeah, and guess what he'd done? He put in my little ad lib about the dog from a Tuesday night's performance. The nerve of it! Trying to condense my individual brilliance down to a small set speech. Yeah, but he's always wanted to take the applause for it though, isn't he? He's always wanted to stem my creative freedom. And then when it's all over, oh yeah, he comes up, he says, oh, hello, Will, thanks very much, but we're heading in a different direction. Yeah, well, we'll see how that works, won't we? Tit-brain quilt pusher. Not that I'm bitter.
Not that you're bitter. That's how it goes though, love, isn't it? My mother warned me. I just thought she was a bit twisted and strange. Well, she is, isn't she? But she was right on this. I put my heart and soul into that song, I did. And I did it dressed as a woman. No costumed caricature or standard you could just buy off the street. No, it was mine. It was honest. Spend your whole life building up your name and your reputation, dragging second-rate acts behind you. They're all piggybacking off your name and your talent. And everybody knows that the punters just want to come and see you. And then what do? Steal your bloody
Kick
song.
you out of the company. All this fuss about making people laugh.
Yeah, it's wonderful though, isn't it? There's not a better sound than a crowd roaring with laughter.
Oh, it's the best. You can't beat it.
I don't care what your mate Shakespeare says. There is no art more noble than that of making people laugh.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
It's not the end of the world, love.
Not until the Thames runs red, anyway.
Now, we're resilient, aren't we?
We certainly are, my good woman.
It'll come good, you'll see. I'm waiting to hear back from a few blokes round here who owe me a favour, so I'll be back treading the boards before you know it. Twice a day to start with, then back on the old non-stop.
A marvellous plan. And if Shakerags can use this quiet time wisely, then so can I. I can turn my hand to writing just as easily. I'll write a diary. Or better still, I'll form a new company, a new troupe of true clowns and comics, and we'll storm the stages when we're able. Yeah.